This was just a random thought, and I want you guys to like, subscribe, and share with everybody that you know. So a random thought just came to mind. I was about to pack it in, and think of some other ideas to come up, but I really just looked through my text messages. Shout out to my boy T. He had said something last night which was very telling. The battle between trainers, Robert Garcia versus Bozy Ennis. Now, shout out to my boy Jamil, YSM Sports Media, one of the best channels out there, one of the best Philadelphia-based channels out there. If you ever needed updates on Jaron Ennis, last night Greg Hackett coached with Jesse Hart versus Khalil Coe. Subscribe to that channel. But Robert Garcia and Bozy Ennis, they are tethered together for now when it comes to a potential, well, let's just say it, the most desired fight in boxing right now. We've had a couple of desirable fights within the last 10 years, right? Some of them we saw, some of them we didn't see. Some of you may disagree with me, and some of you may agree. I'm talking about the 154-pound division. Just maybe a little under 10 years ago. Remember, this was the hottest fight at 154 pounds, right? A bunch of things did not go right when it came to making this fight. Jared Hurd versus Jamel Charlo. These guys were both PBC fighters, fought on the same card. I was there the night that they fought on the same card where he won his title and when he sparked out Erickson Lubin. This fight never happened. Tank versus Lomachenko never got to happen. Retirement. We don't know where he is. Never got to see it. But one thing we always forget and lose focus on are the guys that get the fighters prepared, preparation HP. What the hell did I just say? I don't know. But these two guys are the two guys that are the masterminds behind a potential blockbuster fight. I have about 3 or 4 videos in pertains to this fight. Vergil versus Jaron Boots Ennis, which could potentially be a lot of things, a slew of things. But in relation to last night's fight, it was the first meeting between the two parties. Not necessarily these two fighters, but the teams. So, Philadelphia's Bozy and Texas's... No, is it Texas or is it California? You guys help me out. But Robert Garcia. RGBA versus Bozy's Dungeon. RGBA is up 1-0. And for one of my favorite coaches, Robert Garcia, who I've deemed the best coach in the sport of boxing, he, for lack of a better word, he's had a history of getting through to his fighters to break down certain styles or give fighters difficulty. Black fighters in specific. Here's some examples. Prime example being one fighter, 2 fighters, 1 main fighter. Marcos Maidana really went out there and pushed Floyd Mayweather to his limits. In my opinion, it was Floyd's last difficult fight prior to his retirement and his grand tour of, would we call them circus shows or exhibitions, whatever you want to call them. And in the words of the great John Jackson, dude's looking washed up. There's something in the soap. Looking like Adrian Broner in the ropes. My guy literally cracked a code. Well, he cracked the code when it came to AB, which wasn't too difficult to crack. Boy don't move his hands. Never did. But the Floyd Mayweather one, he made that fight difficult. Robert has a great talent of, like I said in my previous video, which should be up on my channel now, of going and taking a fighter like a tool and polishing it for all of its worth, redefining it and sharpening that tool so that it can function at its highest capability, recalibrate it, but also whatever the flaws are in that tool, this being the fighter, he does a great job of building off of those flaws and not reworking the fighter to change their whole style, but continuing to build on whatever it is their strengths and weaknesses are. So we seen him do that with Marcos Maidana, starting with Adrian Broner, which led to his last 2 fights versus Floyd Mayweather. But We've also seen him do it with numerous fighters. He did it against Keith Thurman with the Mexican Rocky. I forget his name right now, so please forgive me. But Vergil Ortiz is a guy that, although I have opinions on his performances prior to Erickson Lubin, right? I've had opinions on his fight against Boachuk and against Madrimov, but Vergil has taken his fights to another gear, especially with the experience level and the level of competition that he's fought, which I can also say Vergil's probably fought the more experienced competition in comparison to Bozy's son, Jaron Ennis, who may just be head and shoulders better than the competition that he's faced as of late. So now we have the record. It is 1-0. Moitaia beat Andy Cruz last night. Andy Cruz, although he is green when it comes to the pro ranks, we still don't care about none of that. You get in the ring, you're ready to compete. You did the preparation. Bozy was on record saying that Andy was in shape. It seemed like he was disappointed, but it didn't seem like he was too down on the fact that Andy lost. I think he and I both disgusted by that final scorecard, the deciding scorecard, the 118-110 scorecard. But it's a loss on his record. For all I know, it is Bozy's first major loss on his record. He was rolling high when it came to his son, Jaron Ennis, and Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz being still a prospect in the sport who took a leap in order to take on what I deem as probably the second or third best fighter in the division, depending on who you ask, depending on the way that you look at it. But in all aspects of the fight and in all aspects of the fighter, Robert Garcia outcoached Bozy Ennis, which is a conversation I don't think that everybody's really having right now, which is cool because now the rivalry really gets a chance to uptick and start, and we get to see where this can potentially go if the fight is made this year. Both fighters don't have a title. Neither fighter has anywhere to go. Let's just say that. They could wait, which I think it might happen next year. I don't think that the fight happens this year. I want it to happen this year, but I think it might get drawn out. With all the examples that I told you, this could actually be a fight that actually never happens. Like, let's focus and really think about some of the things that we missed out on, some of the things we never got to see. Shoot, I forgot another one. It just came to mind. Definitely the biggest disappointment in boxing, modern boxing history, that this clash for the heavyweight title of the world did not happen, and it probably should have happened in Africa at some point. It could have been a trilogy for all I cared. This didn't happen. It's one of the most egregious things that I've never got to see. I'm so disgusted that this didn't happen. I don't care what the talks were, whose fault, on what side. We just never got to see it. I'm so upset that we never got to see Deontay Wilder spark out Anthony Joshua at least one fight. I'm just upset about it. But yes, this never got to happen. Now, how could I forget? Forgive me, guys, for not including this in the beginning of the video. It's the most important one. Back to what we were talking about. Between these two, we still don't know if this fight is going to happen. We still don't know what the fate of each of these coaches are when it comes to it all. But Robert has the lead right now. He is 1-0. And RGBA, they've proven that they can build guys up and that they can sustain them at a high level. Even Mikey had a comeback streak. So I just want to know, what do you guys think of Robert having the lead on Bozy? Do you think that Bozy even cares that this gamesmanship has happened? And do we think that this fight is going to happen this year? On top of that, do we think that if there was a rematch that Bozy could get his lick back and get Andy to take the strap off of Raymond Moitaia? Who knows? You guys, tell me what you think. Peace out.